What's going on, everyone? It's Greeny here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we'll be looking at my favorite altcoins for 2024. If you like my content, please subscribe down below. YouTube tells me only 25% of you subscribe to my channel, so please subscribe down below so you can support me as a content creator. Smash the like button, turn on notification bell so you can stay up to date with my regular crypto videos. I've also added membership to this channel now, so if you'd like to support me as a content creator, you can sign up as a member. Please refer to my channel for those details. Here's the video, my favorite altcoins for 2024. So before we dive into my favorite tokens, guys, I just want a disclaimer. This video is not financial advice. It's pure educational purposes only. These are my favorite altcoins that I have conviction in. Some of them I do own, some of them I don't. So always do your own research because crypto, it can be super risky. So as you can see on the screen, my best altcoin plays for 2024 have been broken into 6 clear narratives. They are Solana ecosystem, gaming, AI and data, memecoins, layer 1s, and layer 2s. Now these are obviously then broken into those specific narratives and specific ecosystems. So we'll start with Solana. So as you can see on the screen here, this is the Solana ecosystem. Over on the side, I have highlighted and starred my favorite altcoins, so you can pause this video at any time and see which ones I like. So obviously I like Solana, the blockchain that has dominated the news, but also price action plus DeFi plus social trends. As you can see on Google right now, it's currently trending higher than ETH. So Solana is definitely a coin that I want in 2024. Next, as we start to go down the list, we have Render, which also falls into the AI category. Okay, so that's one I'm looking at. BONK obviously also falls into the meme coin category. PEPE network is essentially an oracle on Solana, so it's similar to Link, but it's on Solana, and again, it follows that Solana narrative, so why wouldn't you want exposure to something like that? Radium is one of the popular dexes on Solana, which I have been a big fan of for quite a long time. They're seeing a lot of volume every single day, so it's a no-brainer in my opinion. As we start to dive down a little bit deeper, we do start to see some of the degen sort of plays on Solana, but some interesting plays that I like outside of that space is obviously Orca. It's also a dex on Solana, so it's similar to Radium. It's another dex that I think outperforms a lot of altcoins this cycle. And then lastly, I've highlighted Jupiter Perps to just remind you all that Jupiter actually drops very soon. So an airdrop on Solana, which I know a lot of people have farmed, but also I think a lot of people will run up that token quite high because they use it every day for DEX swaps. Okay, so those are my top altcoin plays on Solana. Next, we have gaming. Obviously, I'm a big gaming narrative sort of person. We've had so much good success in the past in 2021, and I think we're going to have a lot of success in 2024 as well with gaming tokens. As you can see on the side again, I've highlighted the ones that I do have conviction in as we move into 2024. So Immutable X, big one, has been a no-brainer this cycle so far. It's outperformed quite a lot of other tokens and other altcoins, so it's definitely one that I have on my list. We spoke about Render before. Beam is an Avalanche gaming exchange and swap and token drop, etc. So it's definitely one that I've had on my list, and as you can see, it's currently pumping, so that's great to see as well. Again, I start to roll down into slower or lower market cap. So Ronin's a big one. I picked this up just recently on MEXC, which is great because it can be quite friction based to try and actually buy this token and use this token. So again, I am a big fan of what Ronin are doing over in the gaming ecosystem. Illuvium, they're an Australian brand who have a dope sort of game, and I really hope that it does come to fruition. It was quite a big narrative of last cycle, and I do think I have a little bit of a bag of Illuvium just to make sure, just in case they do take off this cycle. Treasure/Magic is doing exceptional work, okay, across nfts, across gaming, across just sort of super innovative sort of things across blockchain. So it's definitely one that I've got on my list. Prime, we spoke about Prime before. It's essentially a game that is being used every single day by thousands of users. So again, you want to have exposure to plays like that. Cetify, obviously it's a launchpad, so having Cetify, it gets me exposure to some of these early plays on ETH or on different blockchains once they drop their seed rounds and those types of new tokens in the gaming ecosystem. Vulcan Forge, probably one of my all-time favorite altcoins. Okay, it has a block game studio essentially that allows you to play several different games on the blockchain, so definitely check it out. It's one that I have had for a while. And then obviously we start to get a little bit lower in market cap. This is now Nakamoto Games. It's a similar play to sort of Vulcan Forge. They have an amazing studio with several different games on their platform. Wilder Worlds is a sort of take on that metaverse narrative, which has sort of died off a little bit in 2024, but I do think something like Wilder Worlds could take off in the coming months, I suppose. And then Big Game is another game that I sort of have found a bit of interest in more recently, and I do think that it could be a nice play moving into 2024. Lastly, we have a couple guilds that I am watching. Obviously not the Guild of Guardians. That was a really good narrative last cycle, but guilds are an interesting play, so definitely do your research around guilds. And then the last token, which is a little bit further down, okay, so a lot more of a degen sort of play, but is Player Bull Games, okay? It's an Avalanche sort of gaming narrative token that I'm looking at as well. Next, category is AI/data. We spoke about this on the DGen show on Twitter. If you aren't following that, please do tune into that. We do weekly spaces. We're actually doing a space tomorrow, so do check in that. Injectives, obviously one that I like for the AI narrative. Same as Render, we spoke about that earlier. Rose, Akash Network. Ocean Protocol is another one, and Tau is another one that I've been looking at in AI. I think the AI narrative is upon us in both Web 2 and Web 3, so I think you definitely want to have exposure there, okay? Whether the AI helps generate art, whether the AI writes code for you, whether the AI does whatever the protocols want it to do, I think AI is a strong narrative for 2024. Next one is obviously memes. So if we come to the top, I've spoken about Doge quite a lot. I think if it gets integrated to X, Elon tweets about it, it just goes insane. So you definitely want to have a little bit of exposure to something like Doge. BONK is obviously the Solana meme coin that I think can outperform a lot of other meme coins on Solana. PEPE is just my hedge against Doge in case the fresher, newer token this cycle does play out, okay, in comparison to Doge. Lastly, memecoin. It's not a bad play, I think, to have a bit of exposure to what they're doing in the memecoin space. They have a huge brand. They have lots of NFTs. I think it's not a bad play, the way that they've done their vesting, token unlock, etc., etc. So that's a play that I'm looking there. And then lastly, I wanted to touch on a couple other plays. Obviously, we have Cock Inu on AVAX. So I'll be looking for the top sort of meme coins across different blockchains. So that's obviously on AVAX. I'd be looking at maybe something like Maro on down here on Solana. So I do think you want to try and find those meme coins that are, obviously, these are riskier plays, but they could run up 10x pretty easily in a bull market. The last two categories obviously are layer 1s and layer 2s. So layer 1s we've spoken a lot about more recently. So obviously I'm a big bull on Solana. I'm a big bull on the Avalanche blockchain as well. They've seen a lot of DeFi applications. They're seeing a lot of development side on the gaming side of things as well. They're seeing a lot of meme coins and NFTs pop off as well. So you want to have exposure to something like that. We'll keep going down, guys. Injective, again, it categorizes across several different plays. So that's a good reason to have Injective. Casper, I've held that for a long time. I think it's a great competitor to Bitcoin. Very fast, very new. It's something that I just like to have exposure to moving into 2024. I cannot believe that I hadn't had Say already highlighted, but Say is one that we picked up more recently. Obviously with the action on NFTs, meme coins, DeFi on Say, airdrops on Say. I think Say is not a bad hedge in layer 1s across blockchains. And then lastly, we have a couple more that I have just a really small exposure to, just in case they do really take off moving into 2024, but that's Phantom and Sui are the last sort of plays that I have in the layer 1 space. And then lastly, layer 2 is quite a smaller category, okay? There's only a couple of tokens that I'm looking at in layer 2s, but that's obviously optimism, but probably more advantageously, I'm looking at Arbitrum, okay? Arbitrum actually saw a new all-time high as of right now, so I am a big fan of Arbitrum. They see a lot more liquidity than optimism at the end of the day, and that's why I have Arbitrum in my list. So there you have it, guys, the best altcoins for 2024 for the upcoming year in crypto. If you like my content, please subscribe down below. Again, a reminder, a lot of you aren't subscribed, so please support me by subscribing down below. It really helps me grow as a content creator. Again, I've got membership now on my channel, so you can support me. There's certain perks to this membership that you can use during my live streams. One is popping obviously up tomorrow with Craig, so please join tomorrow, but also check out the membership on my channel. Thanks again, guys. As always, take care, and I'll see you again soon.